Hi, I'm live, and we're live, rolling. This is the fifth day of actually stacking. I took 2 days of not stacking. It just sat here. It managed to sit here the whole time. All 1,515 coins. Currently, there is a top layer of 39 dimes, and I think I need to repeat the 39 dime layer for a ways, and then we'll see how it goes from there. See if I can continue up and out. Okay, I think it's set up good. Lighting, light like that a little bit, maybe. Okay. And I'm just gonna get right to it. So first I have this inner ring of dimes I'm going to place. And 7. So this is the first layer I'm doing like in this way, exactly. Make sure I'm lined up when I do the first ring, because the center will go on fairly easily. And this is the chance I have to keep myself lined up for the rest of the coins that go on this layer. So if I get these 3 lined up, and I can't really see to the bottom anymore unless I shine a light. Yeah, I can't see to the bottom of it anymore. The bottom is somewhere here in the stack about. But I just, as long as I get this center lined up with this bottom. It's interesting now because none of the coins that I put are actually above the center of gravity. They're all off to one side an angle, but then like since every coin is off, it pulls it all together and lines it all up. So that's 7. Then I can do this ring of 13 around that, making sure this is as tight to the other. 1, 2, just dimes right now. 4. And what I'm doing is like bricks, there's, you know, the space in between is where the next layer goes. That way they kind of hold on to each other better. And that is another part of this stack that helps it keep it together, is that like since it's all laid like a brick in a circular pattern, then it pulls on itself. When it tries to fall one way, it pulls on the other one, and it as long as it's all pulling on itself equally, I don't see any reason why this shouldn't be able to just continue. It's surprisingly stable. The edge of either of those, or out here, I think it's doing okay. Since there's more than 1,000 coins on the stack, each time I put a coin on, it barely shifts the center of gravity shifts it by like such a minuscule amount, less than 0.1%. And so as it gets shoved around by every little coin that gets put on, getting tugged, as long as it gets tugged from here and here and here in all of the directions at once, it should just keep getting tugged up and never off of center. And it's like, yeah, when you put, I could put a bunch on one side and it's not gonna shift it too much because it's not even a percentage when I put in on like 10 coins on one side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It goes almost all the way around because I have 7 surrounded by 13 surrounded by 19. Very interesting circle numbers. Okay, that's okay. A coin just dropped, and I'm gonna put that coin in the place of that coin that dropped. Here it is. Here's the other coin. And find my place. Be more careful as I put this coin on. And there we go. Because this layer of coins, when I make a layer of change, when the change changes, then, and the layer above is wider than the layer beneath, it's really precarious at first. But then if I repeat that layer a few times, it gets less precarious and just becomes like more like a column. And then I could put another precarious layer of expansion on once it becomes solid again. If I just keep it precarious the whole time and never stack till it's solid, it falls apart. This is quite a precarious layer. Speaking of precarious layers, this is still not solid. Excuse me. Sorry. Okay, so that is 39. 7 plus 13 plus 19 is 39. So this inner ring of 7 so I'm on the second layer for tonight. There was already one layer on of 39 and I did one layer so far. It took me like 9 minutes, I guess, because I just started on the next layer. So maybe it took me like 8.5 minutes to get one layer done. And now I'm working on the second layer of 39, which is actually the third layer of 39 because I had one layer to begin with at the beginning. So yeah, a lot to keep track of. Don't get too pedantical. Just stack coins, remember? Why are you doing this? Why am I doing this? I don't know. Right now. I can do. Hey, Strange, a 2.99. Thank you so much. That's awesome. I will add that to the stack right away. That's that's great. Oh, thank you so much, Strange. Okay, so wow. That's exciting. That's really cool. um, that's the first super chat I've gotten while stacking coins. Or so I'm glad to know that works. That's awesome. I will add that much to the stack. I'm adding it right now. I'm adding it right away. 19 now on the outer edge. That's one nine. It's $1.90 on this outer edge. Dimes. It's starting to lean a little bit this way, I feel like. I need to make sure as I put them on just slightly edged this direction and not edged in the other direction. That way it keeps tugging the center of gravity equally without taking it anywhere. I just got a Strange donation for some more change. I'm stoked about that. The $3 that about covers this whole top layer here. That's about what's on this top layer right now. Let's see, if I put 39 coins on the top layer, on one layer, that's 390. And so I'm almost there. It's not quite $3 yet here on the top. This is a thing for me to go. Boom. Yeah. Oh, and I could even. Right? Yeah. All right. Cool. Oh, really? You've been following me for a while now. Thanks. That's cool. And A couple more bucks. That'll be great. That'll be great. I'm appreciative. I'm not even too excited. It, yeah, thanks. I I have been putting in a lot of effort for all the videos, and that thing from Miles was really cool. Was really cool that he mentioned me, and I did see, like, I felt like that would have gotten me more, but I think I need to post more of that kind of content, because I haven't figured out the formula of YouTube, because they want you to do like something regular, and I'm so not, like, succumbing to what they want exactly, and I'm doing my own thing, and so I feel like that might be stopping it from take stopping my channel from really taking off. But I don't know the formula. I don't know. I just do my own thing. That's why I'm doing this. I've been doing this. I started doing this a long time ago. Thanks, though. I really appreciate that. That's awesome to hear that you're following for a while. Okay, so I did. That's 3 complete layers of the 36, 39, 39 dimes. Very interesting layers. They kind of interlock onto each other a little bit, but not too much. I like it. I like it right now. This is feeling really good. So when I put on alternating layers that are just repeating, I start to put on this layer should match the layer that's one layer beneath it. So that way it's they lock onto each other as best they can, I believe. I haven't fully figured out the math. I did spend like a lot of time figuring out the math. I did figure out, like, to not think of it as circles, but they're actually polygons with the number of sides based on how many coins I'm using, and yada yada yada. Um, and I could, because I wanted to figure out, like, the mathematical limitations of this, and what's happening here. How is this possible? I have some answers. I don't have all the answers. Haven't figured it all out yet. But I've started to figure out most of it. Because there's not really anybody that's ever studied this type of structure that I've come across anywhere ever. So the math and the equations around how this works would be new equations, sort of, maybe. And new equations in math are always something to be like, hey, they were the first one to come up with this equation. We all know Pythagoras. Because he did the triangle thing with the squares and triangles. A squared plus b squared equals c squared. If you have a square triangle. Okay, so this one is the center and it goes out to here. Top. Figure that out. Ooh, it's coming out this way. Yeah, it's definitely coming towards me. Towards this way a little bit. It's in and off the table now. So one math problem about this, just of many, is if you have a ring of circles or a circle of circles, how many circles does it take to surround that circle? So if you have one circle, like one coin, and you were to surround it with more coins, how many coins would it take to get all the way around it and fully surround it? And it takes 6 coins. If you have like all of the same coin, you could surround a coin with 6 coins. And if you had a ring, and then if you had that 6 coins, how many coins does it take to surround that 6 coins? Now that's a trickier question. And it would take 6 more coins. So that'd be 12 coins. And if you had that ring of 12 coins, how many coins would it take to surround that ring of 12 coins? Well, that ring of 12 would be a ring of actually a hexagon by that point, because it would have be tightly grabbed on. And then so you would actually have a hexagon surrounding a hexagon. And to round the 12, you need 6 more. And you just need 6 more just every time you surround it again. 6 more than the last one, just like 1 coin for every corner, really. And that is 39 dimes. Yeah, okay, I'll try that. I'll try to levitate a thing on it. That it would be a great test of its strength. Just see if I could levitate a thing onto or off of it. So these rings are really like independent of each other, because they're rings of 6, not rings of 6 and 12 that interlock into each other perfectly, but rather rings of 7 and 13, which is just two prime numbers, not divisible by each other, and so no pattern do they make other than random. So 39 4 layers. I should do another layer or two of 39. So that's 7. It's really hard to like know what to do with 7 or 13, or how 7 relates to 13, because I don't have any like pattern that makes a whole lot of sense of like what should be happening when they should overlap with the layer right there. That I haven't quite figured out mathematically. I did figure out how to calculate the in radius of the shapes that are made by the ring of circles, because a ring of circles is really just a polygon of however many coins I'm using to make the ring. That's how many sides the polygon has. The center of each coin would act as the vertex of the polygon, and then I can do some calculations like the radius from the center of the stack to the middle or the edge of the stack, because that is an interesting calculation to me. I don't know exactly what it is right now, but it's 3 rings of coins away from the center, and that's all I need to know that to know that wow, something cool is happening. I don't I don't know what it is, but like there is some physics involved here that still, I've been doing this for like 15 years and I'm still just like, wow. This coin, I'm putting this coin on this stack that's stacked on this coin right here. And I'm not putting it on this table, I'm putting it this far off this table. Way out here, and it's just fine. And it's just fine. Like, it's not even, oh no, I'm making it fall over. It's fine. Sturdy. This is 100, oh, it's 100 layers. I just did 1, 2, 3 layers of, yeah, I did 3 layers. This is 101 layer. I've done 100 layers of coins. This is 100 coins tall. There is more than 1,500 coins in the stack, but it is 100 layers of coins tall. If you were to just stack one coin on top of one coin for 100 layers, you would get this high, and there's no way you would have a sturdy stack unless you had like really, really, really consistent coins. The coins that I get in chains aren't really that consistent. You know, I've stacked with other things, and sometimes you can stack to 100, but you have to have something really consistent. The discrepancy of each little thing just adds up when you're talking with hundreds or thousands. And this pattern, though, seems to, well, yeah, it works with the discrepancies because I work with the discrepancies and making sure that I'm nudging it here and there, and but then it comes together to just be sturdier than any other kind of stack with 100 layers. Like, that's a crazy concept to me. What if buildings were like that and they could be sturdier if they were wider on the top? Like, maybe they should be wider on the top of the buildings and they would be sturdier. And then that would create a whole top layer of like rooftop, like, space to like be on where the buildings met. I have to make multiple towers, don't I? Yeah, someday. Nickels and dimes. Just looking for dimes. Dimes are really like the most unchanged, consistent coin. And they haven't changed a dime for a long time, or done anything special or odd with it. There's no like dimes that are different than other dimes. They made all those special quarters. They made a bunch of special nickels. They made the variety of pennies even. But no different dimes. That's looking good. Okay, so that's another layer of 39 dimes on top of. So I've done 1, 2, 3, 4 layers, and that's the 5th layer on there. So if I do one more layer, that will be 6 layers of 39, and then I'll stop and I'll go to another coin. So this inner ring of 7. Have to make sure that this is as centered as I can make it. And then kind of each ring is a little bit independent of itself at this point, but I want to keep them interlocking on one even layer rather than changing it up. I want to keep this pattern going for as long as I can, so if I finish this layer of dimes, I should be able to put on a layer that's equivalent number of pennies as this is dimes. And it should just make things a little bit bigger, slightly. And that's all it should do. Just make things a little bit bigger, slightly. And at this point, when you're working with a thing that's thousands and thousands of coins tall, like putting on a few layers of 30 or 40 coins isn't really a whole lot anymore. So it feels like the progress slows down, but really it's just steady progress. So this ring of 13 dimes just barely interlocks with the ring of 7 in some places sometimes. I don't really have a lot of, I can't really tell when it should or shouldn't. Well, I can, and it just happens randomly, I suppose. So I'm gonna make sure it's centered like this. Centered like this. Lean back. Okay, I could see from here. It's, oh my gosh. It really looks like it's coming towards me a bit. So I think it could really go this direction. Make sure everything is pushed as far this way. As just a tiny bit really makes a big difference in the long run. So, okay. I should bring everything that way a little bit. So I'm about to go to the next layer where it's going to be a slightly larger coin. And I was thinking about all the numbers and there's like a whole equation of the in radius compared to the circumradius of the polygon made by any number of coins. And as long as the circumradius of the coin that's on top is less than the in radius plus the radius of the coin that's on bottom, then it should stack up right, and all be supportive of each other and work theoretically. Although, if you try to push things that are mathematical limits, they never really work. But it's good to have a theoretical understanding of the math for it anyway. Even though the math of things is always off. That's just something you learn about numbers if you got far enough into them, that there's no such thing as 1. It's always either 9.99998, 9999999, or 1.000000001, 0.000000001. You know, like, it's never exactly 1. Two of these coins aren't exactly the same weight as each other. So when I put them on either side of this stack, wait. I'm done. I'm done with dimes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes, done with dimes. Moving on to pennies. Like I was saying, an expansion layer. Pennies are slightly larger than dimes, so they will hold. And then I'll go to nickels. Nickels are slightly larger than pennies. Oh, right. Pennies that are too old, I try to put over here in a separate stack. So that way I don't have too many copper pennies in one spot by accident. Because copper pennies weigh 3 grams, whereas these zinc pennies weigh like 2.5, sometimes 2.25 grams. I guess I'm mixing those ones up, but that doesn't make as much of a difference as the 3-gram ones. So try to keep those at least consistent with where they're put into the stack, because I've done this a few times and I feel like the penny is the major discrepancy that makes this go off. And you could just not use pennies, but that would go against the spirit of using all this change. And the penny is the most common coin in the change, just due to when you collect random change, there's no reason to get more than 4 pennies, because then you could get a nickel. There's no reason to get more than 3 quarters, because then you could just get $1. There's no reason to get more than 2 dimes, because then you would just have a quarter and a nickel or whatever. And there's no reason to ever have more than 1 nickel, because then you could just have a dime. So when you're getting change and you accumulate it in randomly, eventually there will be the least amount of nickels, followed by dimes, followed by quarters, followed by the most amount of pennies. In random change, that's how the change will accumulate. If you have any bucket of random change and you've saved all of the coins, I guarantee there's the most pennies, second most quarters, then dimes, then nickels. I do. I did the penny. Why am I doing dimes? I did just 4,000 pennies when I reached 4,000 subscribers. Now I'm about to get to 15,000, so my channel really has grown a lot, I suppose. I have been growing my channel. It hasn't blown up like crazy, but I think you're supposed to do something. I don't know what you're supposed to do to get your channel to blow up, really. Just like succumb to the rat race of it all and give in and sell out. I don't know. How do you sell out if nobody's trying to buy you? Um. Okay, so 7 pennies goes on the 7 dimes just fine. Let's see if this can go out to 13. 7 surrounded by 13 pennies. I mean, I know this layer is gonna work. Or this ring is gonna work. The question is, will I be able to surround it with 19 more? That's a lot of coins to put on one layer. So the penny ring of 13 goes on just fine. And let's see how much space we're gonna have for this next. If this one goes on, yeah, it's gonna go on fine. I think the whole ring of it is gonna go on. All 19. Oh, this one's from 82. The 82 pennies I put over here, they're from older than 1982 because they weigh differently and they're just that much heavier. So I think it's worth it to sort them out. Sometimes I do it ahead of time, but I think it's just so long of a process that I gotta get started eventually, otherwise it doesn't happen. Why do I gotta get started? Nobody knows. It's one of those things. It's what it's like to be 79. You know, art doesn't need explanation all the time. Somebody will give it cool explanations. There's so many metaphors for what's happening with this art. I don't like come up with it in the moment right now. Give me a minute. I'm stacking. 1 penny at a time. This is my 2 cents. This is my 1,500 cents. Ooh, this edge. Oh my gosh. That edge. Oh, I think it's that one went on fine. This one's going on. This one is going on. I think it's gonna go. I think it's gonna be just fine. 19 pennies fit onto 19 dimes. Theoretically, at some point, a ring of dimes won't be able to support a ring of pennies of the same number. At some point, the difference between the two rings will become too great, even though the lead it has is so minuscule. And as the number grows, the lead become, maybe not, I don't know. Actually, that's not one I haven't solved that. I just assumed. So, wow, look at that. 19 pennies. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Cool. So that's 19 surrounding 13 surrounding 7. So that's 39 pennies in one layer. Okay. Oh, where's my notes? Oh, here's the equation. It's I'll do a whole video about this equation, I suppose. Um, I'll, it takes a lot for me to explain it. Right now, I just need to write down 39 dimes times 5 layers and then pennies 39, however many layers I'm going to do with that, we'll see. I think I'm going to do 6 layers of pennies, but I don't want to write it down before I've done it. Okay, so I've been nudging it that way for a layer or two. Did I go too far? I think it's okay. I think it's okay. I think I just need to try to go straight from here and see what happens. This one's a 72 penny. $3.82. That's cool. I made some money this time. People are watching and liking it. $19.60. That's quite a ways. $19.71. Oh. So how many of these do I have? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. A 10 there. And 2 extra. Okay. So it's 22. I could do a whole ring of those if I wanted. But I'll save them up. Maybe I'll have a whole layer to do by the time. $84, that's not all enough. $69. $77. Okay. Make sure this ring is nice and snug up against this other one. And stack is feeling nice and sturdy so far. Feel like it's pretty good. So precarious. Ooh. This is a one I don't see very often. Oh, a Lincoln log cabin. It's like a log cabin. Outer ring on the second layer after an expansion is always very precarious, because when you put on these outer coins, they're just barely hanging on the edge, and so they can't really take a whole lot of support on this outer edge of the coin. They would just fall off until I've stacked up a ways till that outer edge is supported by a few layers underneath. Then it's fine. Alright, this went on nicely. 39 pennies. Ooh, that's an 82. Oh, it's shiny. 39 pennies on the top layer of a stack of coins that's entirely resting on one dime. So there's two layers of 39, which is 78. Try stacking 78 pennies on one dime. Just this one tiny little layer that's barely making a dent on the stack. Just 78. Just 78 pennies. Try putting 78 pennies on one dime. It's hard. You try to just do that without some kind of pattern or like plan. There's 78 coins in a straight tower. It's hard. Not impossible. Just hard. This is 100 and something layers. 100 and, I was at 97 layers and I put on 7 more. So I'm at 104 layers. 104 layers of coins. Again, just try to stack 104 layers of coins, let alone trying to stack it out. I don't know if I could stack 100. Well, I know I can, but I know that it's extremely difficult, and I would probably say it's harder than to do it without. Like this is easier than stacking just a straight column. Although way more time consuming. So I don't know. Maybe it's not easy. So easy, barely an inconvenience. This is the 5th day of doing this. I've only spent 6.5 hours at it, and this is what, another hour, so 7.5 hours to get I'm roughly estimating 1,700 coins in the stack so far. If I added 5 layers of 39, ooh, what's 5 times 39? That's a good one. 5 times 39 is 5 less than 5 times 40. 5 times 40 is just like 5 times 4, but with an extra 0 at the end. So it's 200 minus 5, which is 195. 39 times 5 is 195. So I've added 195 dimes. And now I'm working on pennies. If I added 195 to 1,515, that's 1,610. So there's 1,610 plus however many pennies I'm going to put on. I have 1,610 coins in the stack, and I add another 39 times 6. What's 39 times? Oh, 39 times 6 is all different. It's like 40 times 6. Why is that so much? Why is that so harder? What was harder? 240 minus 6. 234. So then if I add 234, then you get another number, because... Okay. Wow. I'll do the math later. It gets harder to do the math out loud as I stack when I'm working with 1515 plus, maybe 400, 500. You know, maybe I'll get to 2,000 tonight. And I'll probably not stack tomorrow because tomorrow's Easter and I'll probably be busy. I was busy the last few days just getting ready for Easter, so that should be fun. Oh, wait, this one says 80. That's before 82. So this is the third layer of 39 dimes. That I've put on tonight. Whoa. Hmm. So if I finish 3 layers, technically I think after 4 layers it's secure enough to move on, but I've been making sure now that I've gotten this high by doing an extra few layers. I've been doing layers of 6. Repeated layers before I move on, just to be sure. And I think even though pennies have the most discrepancy between pennies, it makes a big difference putting the ones that are 82 or 81 in their own section on the stack. 73, that's old enough to be copper. All the actually 65, that one is. If they're old enough to be actually copper, they get their own layer in the stack. Hopefully I'll have a few more of these. Oh, I'm sure I'll have enough by the time I get that high. $56. Wow. Yeah, that one's a 1 cent. This is a wheat penny. This one's a wheat penny. Oh, you can't really. Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can. You can see that. I think that shows up on camera. I hope that shows up on camera. Really? I'm already completed with this, my third layer of 39? Very cool. Very cool. 3 times 39 is 117. Wow. Well, that's enough for a whole layer. It's 40 coins. That's one more than enough. But I'm gonna go 2 more layers like this. Oh, a lot of these pennies are old. Mm. Still sturdy enough, I think. Still think I need to push it this way a little bit. Whoa, 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 whoa. Alright, just go. Just keep going. Just keep going. Can't mess with it too much. Hey. Oh. That's gonna. That feels different. Oh. I don't know. This is a Canadian penny. I feel like this is different as well. Don't know what the difference is. If it's just thicker, or I doubt that they're using the same exact size and shape and weight. I don't know what the difference is, but I know it's something. When you look up the size of the dimes of the coins, and you say the official size and weight and diameter of the coins that are supposed to be from the mint, it's ridiculously precise, like so precise that I don't know what they use to take those kind of measurements kind of precise. And I know they don't stay that way. Like maybe that's the way they come out of the mints, but like as soon as they get into circulation and people handle them and they go through temperature changes and pressure changes and clanking against other things and like life, they just change shape and weight and size way more than those numbers are precise. Can't push this much further anymore. It's coming off of this edge, and that's the way it's supposed to be. Hi. That's 42 pennies there. So I'm not at 2,000 pennies yet. Or 2,000 coins in the stack, I mean. Wait, what is this one? This one feels different. No, it's just old feeling. I'm putting on the fourth layer of 39 pennies. So 39 pennies is I'll do them, like I said, I'll do the math in a minute when I'm done. But because I added 39 times 5, then I'm going to add 39 times 6. So that's really 39 times 11, which is 39 times 10 plus 39, which is 390 plus 39 is like 429. Oh, that was careless. What? Where did that? What happened? Where did it? What did it just knock off? That nickel? I knocked off a nickel? From where? How? But why? I don't understand. Was it right? No, was it? Where was this nickel? It wasn't. It was, right. Oh, okay. What about right here? Yeah. Yeah. Go back in the stack. There it goes. Good. Back. Fixed it. Okay. 39 times 39 pennies. If I complete 6 layers of 39 pennies, I will be 429 coins further into the stack. Ooh, and then I'll have to add some nickels because 429 plus 1,515 is only going to be 1,900 and something. It's going to be less than 2,000. It would be 1944, I believe. So I gotta do some nickels, and then because I'm curious to see how many nickels are actually gonna fit on this layer of 39 pennies. Because down here, I went to 30 nickels, but that was only lasted for one layer, and then I went down to 24 nickels. So that one was like kind of a it didn't continue out like it was supposed to. Oh my, I'm on no battery. I thought I had my batteries plugged in. Yikes. Low power mode. How's the connection? Is the connection still good? I hope I'm still connected. The low power mode didn't mess anything up, I don't think. But yeah, I thought it was plugged in. I went for a whole hour without being, so that's good. 84 minutes even, that's almost an hour and a half. So we'll see how long this lasts now. Hope my phone isn't getting too tired or something. Maybe this is a Canadian nickel. Canadian nickel, a peso, and a Canadian penny. Oh, they're gonna stand up. Oh, these are off screen. Let me put them on. There. A peso and a Canadian nickel. Our neighbors in change. We get along so well with our neighbors. To the north and to the south. That is 4 completed layers. I'm going to do one more layer, and then I'm going to do a layer of the fully copper coins, because I've got to use those up. But I don't have enough for 2 layers. The fully copper ones, so... hope the connection's still doing it. This is a 63 penny. $82. Okay. So almost completed this 5th layer. You know, time really flies when I start doing this for me. Hey.
I'm being as careful as I can.
Thank you for being as careful as you can.
Boy. Hi. I'm a step away now.
Oh boy. Some of these pennies are really hard to see the date on. Sometimes I don't check what the date is. That one feels like an old one though. Hey, thanks for watching, everybody. This is a different kind of penny. I don't even know what building that is, like a different view of the White House or something. Don't see that one very much. This is 1,515 coins, up to 2,000 by the end of the night. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna get to 2,000. If I add this layer and the next layer of pennies, that's 1,944, I believe. And so then I would have, if I could do something like 30, let's say 44 is 50. So if I could do layers of 27 nickels, that'd be good. I could do 27 nickels in a layer. That'd be bigger than the layers below it. That'd be a unique odd number. Because I know I did a layer of 30 on top of the layer of 36 pennies held 30 nickels. But then I wasn't able to repeat that layer of 30 nickels to continue. And the next layer ended up being 24 nickels. So I want to be able to repeat the layer of nickels that I put on when I put on nickels. So I want to put on 2 layers of nickels. I'm going to try to make it 27. So let me think, what adds up to 27? 9, 3 times. 18 plus 9. You think I could put 18 quarters around the edge? No, probably not. I might be able to put 16 or 17. If I put 16 around the edge and 11 around the middle, I don't know if that would fit. That's another equation I didn't figure out yet. So how many? Oh, 16 is definitely not going to go around 11. It has to be 6 more than the layer beneath it. 6, no. Yeah, then the layer that it's surrounding, rather. A ring that it's surrounding has to be at least 6 less than. Like these. This is a ring of 19 surrounding a ring of 13 surrounding a ring of 7. Each ring is 6 less compared to the ring further out from it. So a layer of nickel no, I'm gonna do a layer of copper first, and then I'm gonna go to the nickels. The copper pennies from 1982, just these. so start with this inner ring. Ooh, it's really leaning over to this side now. Is that what it's supposed to be doing? Wow. It's really leaning over to that side. Yeah, it was supposed to be doing that, but I don't want it to do that anymore. So these pennies, being 1982 and before, I think this 1974 one, they're all 3 grams. And the consistency in their size, even though they're older, you would think maybe they'd have been beat up more and like their weight has changed in size because they've been clanking around with other change for decades longer than the other coins and some of the other ones. And so you would think that maybe they wouldn't be as consistent or as perfect, but they're perfect. The ones that are from before 1984, 1982 rather, they're they're the ones you want to use. Just 1982 penny right there. And this one is a wheat penny. This is from 1956. I think that's the last year they started making them with that pattern. I'm not exactly sure when they stopped with that. So I don't know if I'll be able to do 3 rings of nickels on top of this either. That's another thing. I would be able to do 3 rings or just 2 rings on top of it. I'm going to have to think about the nickel layer for a minute before I start on it. It doesn't have to be 27. I would like it to be, but it doesn't have to be. So it might end up being something else, which would be fine. But if it were to be 27, that would be, let's see, it wouldn't be 3 rings and 9. That doesn't make any sense. A ring of 9 surrounded by a ring of 18. Now that could work. If 18 nickels fits on the 19 nickels. Ooh, I have to pee now and it's making me move faster. This isn't good. I'm going to have to take a brief intermission once I finish this layer here because I really want to just finish this layer of pennies and then I'll be ready to really be thinking about the layer of nickels. The layer of nickels is really where it's going to be kind of complicated. I'm going to have to think about whether 3 rings, 2 rings, how it works. Whoa. Don't go too fast. but I will be right back. That's complete. Okay, hang on. Don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. Ah, what fell? It might fall when I walk back into the room, so. Okay. Alright, I'm back. I'm back. I completed 6 layers of 39 pennies. So that is 39 times 11 that I've added to the stack so far. A trick with multiplying by 11 is you could do the 39 plus 39, and you move up the 3 plus the 9 and put the middle digits, you could, and you get 429. So 429 added to the 1515 that was already there is 1929 plus 15 is 44. 44. 1944. So if I add 56 coins to the stack, it will be at exactly 2,000. If I add a layer of 27 nickels, which should be theoretically possible. I'm gonna do something I don't normally do and start on the outside. Overhanging as much as I can and see how many nickels I can overhang as much as you can, and each time, okay, and I want there to be 18 nickels. I did 18 nickels. That would be great. Well, as I go around, overlap the next penny just slightly more each time until I go all the way around and I fully overlap the penny. I think this is gonna be okay. I'll count them in a minute. Don't bother counting right now, just stack. This stack is on the very edge. See, the nickels, they made some cool nickels. I don't know what this handshake with an axe and a golf club, 1803. I don't know what that nickel's about. But that's cool. And this nickel has a buffalo on it. And it's not the old buffalo nickels that are like rare and worth something. This one's from 1961 though. That's an old nickel. Oh my. How many nickels fit on a ring of pennies? Ooh, okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. I don't have to jam another one in there. I could just go squeeze from all 18 angles at once. Nudge, 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 wink, wink. Okay, I think that's good. Don't want to mess with it too much. That is incredible. Okay, so there is a outer ring now. Before there was the center, the outer part is taller than the middle right now. This is not what so I put 18. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. And if I put 9 here in the middle, which would be more than that 7, so I don't want to go off by that, and I don't want to go by the 13, I just want to put 9. Which is half as many as is out there, so go by those. That's what you should be doing. In between each one of those, you put a nickel. Will I be able to put a ring of 9 in here? Was there ever any doubt? I don't know. There might be. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. There might be some brewing doubt. No, not in the middle of every other middle. Oh, the hope is back. Okay. Well, this is going to work for sure then. This is interesting. Interesting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I can't slide these around too much because it'll start shifting everything and everything and everything. So I have to assume that I have winged it goodly. That is something. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, plus the 18. That's 27 nickels. That's what I wanted to do. It's 27 nickels. And I know I'm going to be able to put 27 nickels on top of that. Because how I did that, there's no question. 27 more nickels is going on that, and I'm getting to 2,000. Aha! Good try, Jasper. Good try. It will fall now. Ha! It will fall when I want it to fall. It will fall now. Yeah, right. Been working on this for 5 days. And it sat here for 2, just waiting for me. So it's been here for a whole week now. I don't know how it's so sturdy. Honestly. Honestly, I don't know how. Why is this so sturdy? Okay, I'm about to get to 2,000 coins, and then I'm gonna be done for the night. I like this pattern right now. It looks so cool. Time, yeah. I need a high now. I get those every time, yeah. almost time to go to sleep now. It's time to go to sleep. Good night. I don't know why anybody would be watching this right now. But if you are, thank you. So this is exactly 2,000 coins in the stack. Boom! An exact 2,000 with a flat-ish kind of top. I mean, I'm gonna call that a flat top, but these two rings are independent of each other completely right now. So it's like there's two rings on top, but that's I'm gonna reconnect them with quarters eventually, I suppose. Or maybe the quarters will still be independent and then it'll go to dimes. I don't know. I don't know. But that puts me for day 5 at 2,000 coins. 2,000. Exactly 2,000. That's a good place to stop. And let me see. I was at 97 levels and I added 13. So I am at level 101. No, 110, I mean. And I was at $138.39, but I added a bunch of dimes, bunch of pennies, bunch of nickels. I don't know exactly how much that is. 39 times 5 dimes was 195, which is $19.50 in dimes, and I added 36 times 6 penny, 39 times 6 pennies, which is um 234, $2.34 in pennies, and then a 56 nickels, which is $2.70. So then $4, $5.04, 54 cents, $24.54. I added $24.54 to the 138.39. So that's three, carry the one, you get 9, and then you have the 4 and the 2, and you carry the 1 again to there, and you get 100 and, right? what? $162, and I'll have to double check. But I think $162.93 in the stack, and 2,000 coins. It's at 110 levels of coins, and that's all I'm willing to calculate right now. Oh, this is 27 nickels on top. There's a ring of 20, not 27 nickels, because it's a ring of 9 surrounded by a ring of 18. But this ring of 18 nickels is, I could use this formula to figure out how wide this nickel is from the center. How far away is this nickel from the center? And that formula would be the diameter of the coin, of the nickel, over 2 times sine of pi over the number of nickels that it is. There. Okay. And to show you the stack before I turn it off. So before I go, let's see the pattern from this angle. I like the nickels like that. That looks so cool. Oh my gosh. The ring of nickels, and then on the pennies, it just has this cool contrast. You could not see down to the bottom. Maybe if I shined a light, you could see further down. But you can't see that bottom dime anymore. And this is the megalithic coin structure. There's the dime on the bottom. And that is day 5. I added 485 coins today to make it exactly 2,000 coins in this stack. And today was awesome. Yeah, okay, I did another 2 hours. So that was 8.5 hours of stacking to get to 2,000 coins so far. And thanks again for the 382. That is super cool. I made some money this time. I will be back for more at another time. I could start a poll? I didn't know that. Okay. Peace out. Subscribe and all that. See you next time.